Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a video that I've talked about doing for a really long time, and I'm finally sitting down here and telling you guys all of my secrets, how I edit on Final Cut Pro, a bunch of fun things that you can learn to just kind of get the basics down. One of my most asked questions is like, how do I start a YouTube channel? How do I get into editing? I would personally say to start with iMovie. Once you have iMovie down, Final Cut Pro is a lot easier. Final Cut Pro is personally my favorite. I've not edited anything on iMovie since I bought Final Cut Pro, and I bought Final Cut 9th grade. Oh my god. So like 2012. So it's been like 8 years of me using Final Cut. I used it all throughout high school, all throughout college. I know a little bit of Adobe Premiere Pro, and then Avid I had to learn. If you have a Mac, I would definitely recommend Final Cut over Adobe, just because Adobe has a lot of glitches when running on a Mac, and it's so much easier to use if you have like a PC. So if you have a PC, I would definitely look into Adobe. I self-taught myself Final Cut. Let's say I'm kind of a master at it. I actually got this laptop in the summer, but my previous laptop, I had so many Final Cut plugins and I ended up losing them all. I haven't really re-downloaded any, but I do know how to use plugins, so if you guys want any help on them, I would love to help you out. This is like not my normal filming setup, so we'll see how this goes. If you're new here and this is your first video where you've seen my face, press the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. We're just gonna get into it really quickly. So this is like standard how I edit my videos. So the first thing I do is I go into Final Cut Pro, and if you don't have a library open, I don't really personally care about libraries, so they don't really apply to me. Go up to the top of your screen, press File, and then New, and then Project, and then you can give your file a name and choose where you want to save it. So when it comes to plugging in your memory card, I don't import mine specifically from Final Cut Pro. I actually just go into the memory card through my Finder, and I open it up and I literally just click and drag my clips I want into the timeline. I don't know why. I've always done it like this. I don't really think it matters, honestly, but that's just what I've always done. And then you want to go in and color correct, maybe fix your exposure, fix your saturation. This is something I do on every single clip, every single video. So I usually bring up the highlights on my saturation just a little bit more, and then I actually bring down the shadows, usually the shadow part too, as you guys can see in here. It says color, saturation, exposure, so you can fix those and just kind of play with it a little bit, see what affects what, if you guys know what I mean. Obviously, it's much easier if you're filming a video just like one clip like I'm doing now, but it's much different if you're vlogging or, you know, you're putting together like a short film or a movie. Pro tip for you guys is that lighting is so important to a video. If I don't have good lighting, I will 9 out of 10 times reshoot the entire thing, because I think lighting is so key in a video. I used to have softbox lights. I don't know where they went, but softbox lights are great. Ring lights are great, but if you're just starting out, you don't need anything. I really never use big lighting things, and I usually always just film with natural light because it honestly just comes out the best on camera. So then I go in and I play with the color. I actually like to bring the shadows up like 3 notches and then move it into like the teal section, and then I usually bring the highlights all the way to the left to give it like an orangish tint. Then I go in and rough cut. As soon as I'm done color correcting from start to finish, I will go in and rough cut everything. If you guys don't know what a rough cut is, it's basically just, you're not adding anything. You're literally just cutting your clips, marking your start point, your end point of the clip, cutting out any, you know, ums or ifs or whatever you want to cut out, basically. Because once you want to add other things, it makes it so much easier. And then next I go in and fix up like any montages I wanted to do. For instance, in this one clip, I was doing laundry for a vlog, so I just wanted to like trim the end and the beginning, and then play with like the time, and then speed up the time to either, I usually do 4 times rather than 2, just because 4 is nice and fast. And I don't like watching montages when I'm watching other people's videos, so I like to keep them nice and short in my own because I don't want to get bored. Once I do that, I usually go in and do my end screen. I usually already have this made and I just click and drag in whatever video I made last, but I just have this screenshot, literally the color black. You can go screenshot anything or just download a black picture from the internet. I just used black because it's just what I like. I like nice, clean, and simple. I added that, and then I added a nice little transition in the beginning, and then I added some text. So to add text, I always use a basic one. I'm not a fan of all of the other ones you guys can probably see. There's just a lot going on, so I like to add my own effects and my own transitions to the text in order to get something like a little bit more original. So I always go in with basic title. You just click and drag that wherever you want it. You can trim it, you can blade it. My like font for my own like brand is Arial. I always do Arial, bold, italic. That's just kind of like the theme that I stick to. A big tip I have for you is sticking with 1 or 2 fonts so that people, when they see it, they know who it is. My advice to you is to find your own font and make it your own. So then I go and add the bad TV effect. Like I said, go in and find something that's like original to you. You can add any video effect to any type of text. So that's a really cool feature that Final Cut has. And then we are going to add some music. You guys can get your music however you like. Drag a song into the timeline. Obviously you can crop your music, you can fade it, you can make it longer, you can make it shorter. And then I go in and I add like my Instagram handle. So I obviously did the same thing that you guys just saw. But for this one, I like to add a transition. I like to have it come in all together at the same time. And then you can add a sound effect too. I always like adding sound effects to that. I just think it looks nice and professional. So usually once I have like the main text that I need in there, I'll just go in and add transitions and sound effects to the entire timeline. I'll just go in between time frames and add a transition where I think it's necessary, as well as usually a sound effect to follow that transition. So I just do that throughout the whole video. And then it's time for music again. Music is something I've always struggled with. It's hard to find original music that other YouTubers don't associate in their videos, because there's been so many times where I've seen like bigger YouTubers use a certain music, and then I see someone else use it and I'm like, it automatically registers with another YouTuber. So it's like weird. So finding original music to your content is definitely something I struggle with, but you guys can go on YouTube and just search non-copyright music, download it from there, and make sure you guys give credit to the artist. I usually like to like switch it up. I don't like to use the same song throughout the entire video because I don't want it to get repetitive or boring. Obviously keep your audience engaged. And then I'll just go in and say I have a montage. I want the volume to be at 0 decibels as to where if I'm talking, and I want the volume to be faded under. I'll usually do like -35 decibels, somewhere around there. And then if I'm doing something fun, I make the music more upbeat. If I'm doing something more calming, like a night routine, my skincare, I'll make the music more calming. So just keep that in mind to have everything kind of like flow together. It just makes your videos look nicer. And then I will go in and make my intros. I love doing intros when I get to be creative. You can do whatever you want, and I like to change it up between every video I make. Like for instance, I took a little clip of me talking and then I put it in the beginning, and I added those like colored bars where it looks like the video is kind of fading out with an answering machine sound effect, and then I do a nice like slide transition into a little montage with like candles and me getting into bed because this was my night routine. And then for the dust effect, I'm giving away a huge secret here, so if you stayed to the end, you got lucky. I literally just searched like dust PNG on Google. Usually there's like a little GIF or like a PNG or something, and then you just make it bigger and then fade down the opacity so it's not like overpowering everything. So if you guys want a dust effect for $0. Also, there's a film grain effect on here that I like to use sometimes. Aged film is also a good one. And then as you can see, the text in night routine is like very like flowy. That is the underwater effect. You guys can make that slower or faster. That is basically how I edit all my YouTube videos. I gave away all my secrets. You guys know all of them now. That's basically just like a typical vlog for me. Sit down videos like this one are even easier, unless of course you're doing like a screen recording like this one is, but it's pretty easy to get the hang of, I would say. I think Premiere Pro is a lot harder to learn. That's why I haven't really gotten into that one yet, because Final Cut Pro is just so easy and so quick. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want more videos like this, how to start a channel, whatever, anything like that, let me know in the comments below, and I would definitely love to do one of those for you guys. So I really hope this video helped you out. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here. Follow me on Instagram if you want to. You guys know the drill. So thank you again for watching. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.